What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel, Just Des TV. This is Des here. What's up? How y'all doing? Thank you for clicking on my video. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Anyway, we here, child. We are here. We are here. Right? And y'all already seen the thumbnail. Y'all know what's up. Y'all know what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about a little bit of Ming Lee. We're gonna talk about that bridge in Brooklyn that got hit by a Mexican ship. We're gonna talk about Skai Jackson. We're gonna talk about Tory Lanez and Meg, and we're gonna talk about a couple of other things. Okay, so let's get it started. Let's get it started. Let's get it started in here. Okay, anyway. I be listening to music in my head, so y'all already know. I just be loving the music. I be loving the music. If you didn't know, I love music, all kinds of music too. But yeah, so let's get into our first story. We're gonna talk about. Let me get my handy dandy phone out. So we're gonna talk about this story. So there are allegedly like a bunch of biases from so we're gonna get it started. We're gonna talk about this. What's her name? Let me see. Let me find her name, child. Let me find her name. I think her name is Aaliyah Jones. Yes. So we're gonna talk about Aaliyah Jones. And Aaliyah Jones she did an experiment on LinkedIn. She submitted her resume. She is how old is she? It doesn't say. She did an 8-month experiment on LinkedIn where she submitted 2 resumes. One resume was her original resume. The second resume, she doctored up, changed a lot of things, and made it seem like she was a white tea person. And crazily enough, the other resume that she had doctored up that took her out of like all of her, you know, identifiers out of her resume got a lot more hits than her other one. So I'm going to read you guys the story. I'm also going to post it up here so you guys can see it as well. So it says, I don't think folks really understand how much my corporate catfish experiment almost broke me during those 8 months, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. But I keep my poker face on. I kept my poker face on, kept smiling through the pain, kept everyone entertained while trying to lift people's spirits during their job search. Right? What y'all saw online was storytelling, but for me, it was real. Documenting it, editing the footage, watching it back. I was angry, deeply and rightfully so. But here's what I realized: the way I told my story is what set it apart. It struck a nerve in a lot of people when they saw it visually conveyed. It was just an experiment. It was a mirror, a message, a moment, and somehow it opened doors to I never expected, right? So she kind of like, so I might be, I might be the blueprint. I might be the blueprint for how I brought my LinkedIn catfish story to life creatively, intentionally, and in a way that really resonated with folks across the world. But this foundation, it's custom built. She pretty much, like I said, submitted 2 different resumes over a period of 8 months time, and she kind of like confirmed that a lot of the settings or whatever they say, qualifications that they say that they scan for in resumes are not true, that they also have biases. And this has been happening for a long time. So I've been in the corporate industry, I want to say probably, I've been in the corporate field for, I want to say probably like 20 years plus. And I've been noticed that, like, I've been that question that they kind of like ask you, what is your race and stuff. I kind of opt out of that question a lot of times. And sometimes I lie about my race because I'm like, I'll get a call back if I lie. And if I tell the truth, I won't get a call back. Especially in current times, a lot of what is what they do is it's not about sometimes qualifications, it's about other things as well. They looking for a perfect fit. Like I had just had this conversation with a girl at my job. There's a another section of the where I work. They're always hiring. Like they always have positions open, they're always hiring. And for some reason, like all of the black girls that I know who has submitted resumes and stuff to this position, they don't hire them. Like all of the black people that I know, and it was just not girls, it's men as well. They never get hired at this specific location, and I said that's because they are looking for a specific type of person, and you can't be black. But that's hearsay, that's alleged. I'm just putting it out there in the atmosphere. But you experience, black people have experienced it all the time. We go through that kind of like selective racism with dealing with jobs all the time. We deal with it all the time, and and we're used to it, so we kind of like know how to navigate it. But to see it in plain sight and play out like that, it was. I implore you guys to go over to her blog and check out all the stuff that she had posted, because it's very interesting, very intriguing. I don't really think I have applied on LinkedIn for much jobs. I had stopped a while ago because I never thought it was a reliable source, and I've never gotten any hits back from LinkedIn, to be honest, so I never really used it. But a lot of people have, and a lot of people were having like a bunch of issues with that site. So go check out her story and view the videos, see how you can navigate different options, and then go from there. But that is her story, and I implore you guys to check out Aaliyah Jones' story. So let's move on. We're going to talk about the crash at Brooklyn Bridge. Child, the crash at Brooklyn Bridge. Let me get this story together for y'all. This crash at Brooklyn Bridge. Where is it? I always got to comb through my stories. Anyway, so there was a Mexican ship that crashed into the Brooklyn Bridge on May 17th, 2025, right? There was 279 or 290 something people on board. 2 people were critically injured, and 25 were 2 passed and 25 got injured. So it was multiple injuries after this collision. So what happened was the clearance was too high, the top shaft was too high, so that part hit the bridge, and that part got damaged, but nothing really happened to the bridge. I thought that in the United States they have a bridge clearance because there's 2 bridges that go up in New York. I can't remember the name of the 2 bridges that actually open up and go up for the clearance. Maybe one, I can't remember. But none of the major bridges in New York opens for like ships to pass, because it's not like a port specific waters. The waters are not like ports, like for port transitions, I should say. But I'm surprised that this boat got as far as it did, being that the clearance is, I don't know, because I don't know how the tides work, but I've been living in New York for a long time, and this is the first time that has ever happened. And I'm under the assumption that the bridges do have height clearances, and they will stop you at a certain point. So I don't know how this boat was able to even get close to the bridge, I should say. Did they do the calculations wrong? I don't know. That's so odd to me. Y'all drop that in the comments and let me know if it's odd to you, because all the years that I had lived, born and raised in New York, I have never witnessed something like this happen. So y'all let me know if it was like, what y'all think about it, because I don't know, child. I don't know. It sounds fishy to me. But yeah, so that is the Brooklyn Bridge catastrophe. Let's move on. We're gonna talk about let's talk about Ming Lee, child. Let's just rip the band-aid off and let's just talk about Ming Lee. So y'all already know Ming Lee is Nicki Minaj's sister. She is 19 years old. She is currently on Baddies Gone Wild. And I feel like they should get her off of Baddies Gone Wild. But she was on the internet last week, child, ripping and running and crying and carrying on because she bought a new house and she feels lonely. I'm going to play the video. And then we're going to come back and discuss, child.
Bro, I just got my new crib, bro, and I'm already going through a mental breakdown. Like, nobody got time for that, bro. I'm so grateful to have this crib, bro. I worked hard for this. Damn, bro. I gotta understand. I do this by myself half of the time, or with people that I love so dearly. And when they walk out my life, I'm only by myself. At the end of the day, when I'm by myself, I have nothing else for me, bro, for me. I don't have nothing to be happy about when the people in my life that I care about is away. You know, like, you can't have a nice crib, bro, and don't know, and can't have anyone to be around with it, bro. Like, it's, like, bro.
So y'all, now y'all see the video. Y'all see this poor child crying and looking like I don't know what in the TV screen. And I just feel like, girl, get a therapist. From the way she acts in Baddies Gone Wild to her, the shenanigans that she do on the internet, I feel like she needs therapy. I feel like I said in my reviews, if y'all want to watch my reviews of Baddies Gone Wild, go and click the videos and watch my reviews on Baddies Gone Wild. I feel like she's playing a caricature of something. Because everybody knows her as Nicki Minaj's sister, and she wants to live up to that name, but instead of making a name for herself. So I feel like she should try to step outside of the box, like Solange did. Everybody knows Solange as Beyonce's sister, but Solange has her own lane. She actually sings, like, her music is way more, to me, I like her music better than, well, they both on the same lane. I'm lying. I like both their music, but I feel like Solange has her own lane. She stayed in her own lane. Yes, we know her as Beyonce's sister, but we also know her as Solange. And I feel like Ming Lee should have done the same thing. Stayed in her own lane, created a lane for herself, and then moved accordingly. Not wrangling on Nicki Minaj's coattails or trying to figure out who you are as a 19-year-old and you don't know what to do, and just doing crazy stuff on the internet, saying crazy stuff, doing crazy stuff, being weird, acting weird. She should have just created her own lane and went from there, because that's what Solange did. You know, everybody thought that Solange was gonna be in Beyonce's shadow, but her music, I loved her music. Chasing Cranes, child, I love that song. That was a really good one. But I just feel like this girl, I don't know. If you're lonely, get a therapist. You need somebody to talk to, get a therapist. Go get a therapist and talk to the therapist. And I don't know, don't come on the internet, because the internet is not for that. People just gonna clown her, you know. And then to see her on Baddies Gone Wild, I'm not liking what I'm seeing. So I just feel like she should take a step back and reinvent herself. She needs a handler that is going to set her aside, set her outside of everyone else. If y'all can get what I'm saying, like, create and form an identity for herself and roll with that. Because right now it's looking sketchy, girl. It's looking sketchy. Unpopular opinion, but I'm sorry I had to say it. Sorry. I'm sorry. Anyway, we're gonna move on. We're going to move on to Tory Lanez and Meg the Stallion. Meg the Stallion. Oh, I don't think I sent that picture. I might have. I did. I think I did. We'll find it. I'm finding it. So, recently it's been in the news that Tory Lanez and his lawyers want to file for a dismissal of his trial because he says allegedly Chelsea was the one who shot her. They released a videotape of the pumin, and they're saying because of the gap in between whatever, that in between that he didn't have enough time to catch Chelsea, or I mean, well, he didn't have enough time to get from the front to the back of the car to stop. So it was her. It was Chelsea who did it.
Kelsey.
I always call her. Thank you. I always call her Chelsea, and it's Kelsey. So I apologize. Anyway, he was saying that it was Kelsey who did it because he was not able to get from the front of the car where he was seated to the back of the car where she was seated. So it was her who did it. Anyway, y'all already know my take on it. I discussed it a couple of videos ago that this was probably his ploy from the beginning to get her immunity so where they cannot prosecute her again. And then if he was to get convicted, use this as to get him off so they both can be off. But anyway, you know, Meg came back and was like, he's lying. Everybody like there. I'm gonna post a screenshot of what she said up here. But everybody, everybody's lying, possibly. So I'm gonna read what she says right here. She says, "At what point are y'all gonna stop making me have to relive being pumed by Tory? At what point are Tory and y'all fans gonna stop lying? Like, how much is the check to keep harassing me? Why is this happening every day? 1 minute y'all said I was never shy. Now y'all letting him play in y'all face again and say I was pumed, but it wasn't him. Oh, okay. I'm sick of this crap. Leave me the F alone, child. He ain't dare get on that stand and deny he shot me. And that was his choice because he knows he did that crap. I don't give a about a blog or a boy, a bot. Why in the F would me, Megan Thee Stallion, have to lie on this MF about puming me? How y'all mad at the person that got pumed? Facts are facts. He did it. It was proven in court. F the hate campaign on the internet. Tory, you pumed me. Child, this is all in caps. She wasn't playing. Y'all see that up there? She was not playing, child. She sending y'all a message and she's sending him a message because she ain't playing with y'all. She ain't playing with y'all. She tired of y'all. She said, ain't no new effing evidence. Y'all been saying the same crap for years. Tory, please leave me alone. You a effing demon. I'm off this silly internet shit. Bye. Baby, child, she tired of y'all. She tired of y'all harassing her. She tired of y'all saying stuff to her. She tired of y'all calling her all kinds of liars and Bigfoot and all kind of stuff. She is tired. She's had enough. She's had enough. Y'all better leave that girl alone. Let the chips fall where they may. Let them play out where they may. I was not in the car that night. I don't know if Chelsea, whatever her doggone name is, Tory, the bodyguard, I don't know who did the puming, child. It was proven in court that he did it. He did it. Okay? It was evidence presented. Regardless of what the forensic was inconclusive, whatever the case may be is, it was proven in court. So he fight the court. Stop fighting on the internet. Fight the court. Okay? Fight the court. Because ain't nobody got time for the foolishness and the shenanigans, child. At all. At the all. Anyway, that is the story. That's what he said. That's what she said. Y'all heard her. What y'all gonna do? Drop down in the comments. Let me know if y'all believe whether he did it or not. I should take a poll. But drop down in the comments. Let me know what you think. We gonna move on. Child, Skai Jackson. Skai Jackson and her. He was a dusty. Yep. He was a dusty. Yep. Yerky, that's his name. Child, I'm not calling him Yerky. His name is DeAndre Bergens. Anyway, she was in the news. She got granted a restraining order because on Mother's Day, child, he done whopped her up. He done whopped her up on Mother's Day. Y'all already know how I feel about that whole situation. I don't like to speak on too many people because they be getting on the internet talking about don't speak about. Y'all already know how I am. She got on there before talking about don't speak about her baby daddy. Her mother got up there and defended her, talking about don't speak about her baby daddy. It's a lie. Somebody doctored that up. Blah, blah, blah. But now we here presented with a restraining order. Yeah. We got a restraining order. We seen it coming. Child, he was on the internet doing all kind of degenerate stuff. Saying all kind of foolishness, talking about who he gonna knock up. He came and told her, y'all already know, he told her that he wished that she wasn't pregnant with him, pregnant for his baby, He done bopped her up a little bit. Child, he was in prison before. Y'all already know how. I don't even know how many kids this dude got. I think he got like 2 kids already, and hers is the 3rd. He was a dusty. Yep. He was a dusty. Ay, I don't know what to tell y'all. He is a degenerate. So let's read what she says. So Jackson, where was it? Yeah. So she said that he was put his hands around her neck, bopped her head up against the wall, all kind of foolishness. And y'all already know that he was in prison before. And this is probably going on anyway. He got locked up again recently. I'm gonna post a picture up here. He got locked up again recently after he done did this to her. He got on the internet talking about he going to smash some chicks with some other dude he was with, and then he gets locked up for something else. He was a dusty. How many times I gotta tell y'all he was a dusty, and she should have left him where she picked him up at. Child, his sister or somebody in his family, either his mother or his sister, is getting online talking about how this little girl done chased him all over the place. She was giving him money even though they was like dissing her. All kind of foolishness this girl was doing, chasing behind this dusty. Stop chasing the dusties. Let the dusties be dusties, because eventually they're going to get swept away and they'll be away from y'all, and y'all will be safe. Protect your room, child. What's going on? What is happening? What's happening? This dusty got arrested again because it says, according to the law force, Bergens was picked up at a gas station on April 17th in Kentucky for violation of probation or something like that. Yeah, where he's been locked up on a $25 bond. Okay. So the legal request comes allegedly from Jackson on Mother's Day, where the actress filed a restraining order, and I think she's 23 now. Child, time flies, because I used to watch her on that little show. Claims he slammed her head to the back of the seat of the window of the car and hit her in her face while she was holding their son. The altercation punctuates an alleged history of physical abuse and dating all the way back to April 2024. She said, I don't feel safe with my son being around him due to his violent history, Jackson said in a filing at USA Today. Again, leave these dusties where they at, where they should be left. Stop picking them up on the street and dusting their dusty butts off and giving them a home. He should have never been able to even get close to her. This dusty should have never been able to get close to her, but that's just my opinion, right? But I wish that all the best for her. I'm not going to say too much for her because her mom still came online and defended that after the fact. Her mother gets online and defends all kind of stuff. Her mother used to be in the comments arguing with people when she was arguing with people. So I'm not doing or saying too much. I just feel like, where were you when she was getting bopped up the head? You're supposed to go after homeboy. Instead of coming after all of these people who just using words, he's using his hands. Go after him. Stop worrying about what they're saying on the internet. Because even after the fact, after she put out the restraining order, people was like trying to like ask her questions and stuff, they said something else about like leave her alone, don't ask her no questions about the restraining order, blah 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 blah. Okay, but this is news that y'all put us in a group chat. Ciao. Anyway, drop that in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this story. That is my spiel, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace.